Disclaimer. There's gonna be a lot of Destiny gameplay in this video. If you weren't really planning on seeing Destiny gameplay, well, the channel is literally called SuperAnt Gaming, so I don't know why you clicked on this video in the first place. But yeah, just so you guys know.
Welcome back, everyone. SuperAnt Gaming. Guess what? I got a haircut. I mean, it ain't much, but it's honest work. Also, guess what? This is my very first video with a script. This video may be shorter than I thought it would be, but should still be kind of interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a professional researcher, man. I'm just a guy with a camera and a mic and a new. I got one of those ring lights. It's actually pretty good too. There's a big difference between this and this. See, this is how it was last video, and now I got this big old light. I know I'm wasting a lot of time, but I have to say I love being on camera on my YouTube videos. You know, years ago there'd be times when I would wistfully fantasize about being in front of a YouTube camera. Anyway, as you can tell, I talked to a Satanist. I mean, I call it an interview to make myself sound more professional, but it was like a 2-day convo with some paragraphs, and that's about it. That's about it. There might be a little less to Satanism than you may think. First up, the guy's name is... I know that was a really obvious script check. The guy's username is @theSatanistDomain. Once upon a time ago, you know those super low quality kind of spam accounts where they post fun facts that aren't that interesting, and usually they're super arguable or exaggerated or not true. If you know what I'm talking about, great. If you don't, oh well, it doesn't really matter. Once I stumbled across one of those, and it said, I don't remember exactly what it said. It said something along the lines of, contrary to popular belief, Satanists are nice people. Something along those lines. And I didn't think much of it at the time. When I came across the Satanist domain, I was like, wait a minute. This is my opportunity to learn more about this. I hit this person up, and I'm like, what's this stuff all about? And before we get into that, I went over and asked some people, and by went over, I mean through gaming. I asked some people, what comes to your mind when you think of Satanism? Here's what I found.
Skyboy. Hey. Skyboy, I need you to participate in something. So, Skyboy. My man Skyboy from Pennsylvania.
Bruh. Pencil. It's pencil, bro.
Yeah. What comes to your mind when you think of the belief Satanism?
Bro, the flip is the leaf of Satan.
Like Satanism, what comes to your mind? What do you associate... Oh my gosh, we're using the same shit. What do you associate
Crack?
Satanism with?
He's hot.
No, seriously.
I don't know, bruh.
Do you know who
Nothing.
Satan is?
I know who he is, but nothing.
Okay, here's another question. What do you think of when you think of Satan? What comes to your mind?
Hot, sexy anime devils.
Come on, seriously.
I'm being
serious.
for real, bro.
This is
I have nothing to say.
You're not being for real. This isn't a comedy video. What do you think?
I don't know. Evil stuff.
Okay, evil.
Yeah.
What else?
Tridents. Red tridents.
Okay. Tridents, red tridents. Anything Anything else?
Fire, lava.
Fire, lava, hell.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Bishman. So, can I ask you just one question and then have that like be in the YouTube video?
There you go.
Alright. So, I mean, it's a kind of weird question, but what comes to your mind, or what do you think of when you think of Satanism? Like Satan.
Okay. Satanism. Well, you think of Satan, I guess.
But what do you think of Satan?
Not a huge fan, I guess.
Well, why aren't you a huge fan?
Okay, I'll be honest, religion is a little bit weird for me because I kind of used to be a Christian, I guess you could say. I don't know. Something like that. Not really a whole believe the whole thing anymore. So, I guess I could take it or leave it.
Oh, so like he or it or whatever, Satan doesn't like represent anything to you.
Not really, I guess. Yeah, I guess
Oh, that
you could
makes
say
sense.
All right, well, thank you for the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I'll talk to like 1 or 2 more people. Oh, we've got a whole bunch of people here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask the question. Okay. So, everyone, what comes to your mind when you think of Satanism or Satan?
Okay.
Like, what do you think of?
Not real.
What do you associate those with?
Nothing. I associate with imagination. My hero.
Okay.
First up, the core belief of Satanism is in 2 scripts. The first script is the 11 satanic rules of the earth. Some people will not be happy about this comparison, but I tend to find it easier to think of this as like the 10 commandments of Satanism. The rules are as follows. Do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. Do not tell your troubles to others unless you're sure they want to hear them. That's an interesting one. When in another's lair, show him respect, or else do not go there. If a guest in your lair annoys you, treat him cruelly and without mercy. Do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal. Now, I'm not sure what a mating signal would be, but I don't know, explicit consent. Number 6, do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other person and he cries out to be relieved. That's an interesting one. You can think of that as if someone's like addicted to drugs or something, you take away their drugs. Acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained. Do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself. Do not harm little children. Now, where do you draw the line between little children and normal-sized children? Do not kill non-human animals unless you are attacked or for your food. Does that mean they're vegetarian unless absolutely necessary? I'm not sure. When walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask him to stop. If he does not stop, destroy him. Yep, it literally says destroy him. So here's what I think about these rules. Like the 10 Commandments, they sound like they do not account for all types of situations that a person can go through. I think it's all about how you interpret them. You don't take the 10 Commandments literally, you just interpret what the message they're trying to give you, and I think these might be similar. Anyway, the second script of the core belief of Satanism are the 9 satanic statements. And by the way, this could possibly be just one sect of Satanism I'm looking into, but I've already have 20 minutes of raw footage, so fuck it. One thing I forgot to mention, the 11 Rules of Earth are from 1967, and the 9 Satanic Statements are from 1969. So this is a relatively young belief system. It is not a religion. Most Satanists are actually atheists. Anyway, moving on to the 9 Satanic Statements. This may be very interesting because society tends to view Satan, or the devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, we tend to view him as a symbol of evil. And this kind of contradicts that. 1. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. I don't remember when he ever represented abstinence, but okay. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. Vital existence. Do whatever it takes to survive, maybe? Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. Okay. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. Now this kind of contrasts with God. I'm speaking on behalf of Catholics when I say this. I mean, God is supposed to love and forgive everyone, right? But here it's saying Satan only loves those who deserve it, which is interesting. Alright, number 5. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. Vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. So basically, if someone disrespects you, you disrespect them twice as hard. This does also go against Catholic teachings. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. According to the website we all know and love, Wikipedia, a psychic vampire is a fictional and religious creature. Remember, religion doesn't equal truth, but doesn't equal falsehood. If you're in Foundations of Faith, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The term can be used to describe a person who gets increased energy around other people, believes those other people exhausted or drained of energy. So, responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for these type of psychic vampires. Make of that what you will. I mean, I would see it more as responsibility for the responsible. So, be good to good people. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. Now, they make a good point. Humans aren't perfect. They're not the perfect animals. Yeah, I might almost agree with this. Almost. Not completely. I wouldn't go as far to say as humans are straight up worse than other animals. I mean, what other animal would make Minecraft? Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. That's questionable as fuck. Maybe it could be interpreted as that, maybe not. I'm not a Satanist scholar. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. Now that literally sounds like a joke to me. That literally sounds like a practical joke. Like, just think about that for a moment. It's basically saying Satan is the best friend of the church because he's kept them in business. They view the church as a business? Now, technically I'm Catholic, so I can definitely for sure say the church is not a business. I think it's a funny joke because people fear Satan. They fear going to hell, so they go to communion and pray, and they go to confession. So it does sound like a practical joke. It isn't though. That's what makes it funny. It's not a joke. I am sorry to say this so late, but all of this information that I've been reading can be found of www.churchofsatan.com. Satan, to the way I interpret Satanism, as almost like a kind of be a good, peaceful person, but if someone does something to you, you destroy them, which is I disagree with, but it's definitely interesting. I see how somebody could believe this. Satanism, as described by Britannica.com, Satanists may profess extreme forms of individualism. It's very individualistic, like, you are unique, you are different from everyone else. Now that we've got, like, the whole belief system out of the way, why do people look at Satanism differently? My good friend the Satanist Domain said something along the lines of, a lot of edgy young people, a lot of attention grabbing edgy people, they will want to pretend to do things like worship Satan and be a Satanist when in reality they're just full of shit, and in fact they're not true Satanists. They're pretending to be the exaggerated form of Satanists that we think of. It's pretty easy to think of Satanism in negative connotations because, well, many people in the United States are Christian. This country has been heavily influenced by Christianity. One nation under God. As in the words of the person that I interviewed, the myth that Satanists are child-murdering pedophiles who live in the woods is far more appealing to sensationalism than the reality. Basically, people are like a little disappointed on how, because people want to see Satanism as a crazy thing to make it more interesting, when in reality, when they find out it's just a belief system, they're disappointed because they're unimpressed by the lack of craziness. In my opinion, I thought there was some pretty weird stuff in there, but apparently people get disappointed when they're told that Satanism is just everything we've talked about in this video. According to multiple sources, which admittedly some of them are left-leaning, you see 93% of BLM protests in 2020, they were peaceful. But people tend to associate BLM with rioting and burning down businesses and anarchy, etc. They put all of their attention on that 7%. Why? Well, it's like what this guy said. It's more appealing to sensationalism than reality. People don't want to hear about peaceful protests. They want to hear about the interesting stuff, the crazy stuff. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to make this video is to show people there's more to it. like, a lot of people, especially people my age, they view the world in a certain way, and they believe that the way they see the world is exactly how the world truly is. And it makes them a little closed-minded because they don't want to increase their scope of view. You see? I wanted to make this video to kind of show people to look into things. Learn about things that you never thought of before. You never know what you're gonna find out, right? You can even make a YouTube video out of it, but my videos will obviously be better. I'm joking. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video really expanded your thinking caps, as a 4th grade teacher would say. See you later.